What's up? I'm Tyler.
And I'm Andy.
And we're Dangerkids, and you're watching Chagua Music.
That's an interesting question. We get asked that a lot, and the answer is we don't really know.
Yeah.
We really don't. Someone at some point said the name, and it just stuck. We're like, without a doubt, like, that's awesome.
Well, it almost sounds like it's a 1990 cartoon character.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that. One of the things I really enjoyed about the name was that I felt like it could be a rock band, but I also felt like it could have been like a hip hop group or something. Or to me, it had multiple identities, and I think our band has multiple facets to it as far as like the blending of the genres and stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah, Dangerkids was really fitting. It's probably changed quite a bit, but I don't know that we've been super aware of it. Other than we never expected it to do anything that it did. We were just sort of making music for fun. And once it became really serious, because we love music and we would have always loved to have done this, we finally got the opportunity and we just immersed ourselves in it. So I'm sure it has changed, but
it's a very gradual change, so it's hard to notice because when we first started, again, we were just doing it for fun, so we were taking our time recording, and writing songs, and then I think we naturally got better, it's kind of sort of to find our own niche, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, it's hard because it took a while, it was over a long time.
It was like, at one point it was Andy and I just writing songs in my apartment, and then one day all of a sudden it's bigger than you know what I mean? It's to the point where if I quit, it would go on, you know what I mean? And that's like you really change when something you created is bigger than yourself. So it's like, and not that we're big by any means or anything, but just like the idea of it would persist, and that's really cool. That's not something we ever imagined.
We're all from the Dayton, Ohio area, and all of our old bands when we were younger, we used to play shows together. Like my old band used to play with Tyler's old band, and we met that way. We've been friends ever since.
We were both terrible back then.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the story with our whole band. We all played shows together in separate bands. We're actually we just thinking about the other day, all of us played guitar in our previous bands.
Yeah,
and
we're basically a band of 5 guitar players, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for well over a decade through music. I met because I played a show with Andy's band, and I was like blown away at how good they were, and we just developed a friendship from there, and never thought that this would happen or anything. It was just a genuine, hey, you like music? Me too. Like, cool. That was about it.
Yeah, all of our old bands, eventually called it quits, and we kind of formed out of the ashes of that. So it's pretty cool.
Well, it developed really fast. Our original plan was to record 4 songs and just put out an EP. We weren't going to get signed. We weren't going to maybe even play shows. I mean, we were essentially just going to write music and give music out. And what happened was we did a song called Countdown, which is the first track, and we did a music video for it ourselves. That cost about $17, and just did it like we did it. I mean, we filmed it, we cut it, edited it. I mean, a lot of time went into it, and that we put that up, and we woke up to all these emails from people who later became our management, our label, and stuff like that. So it happened really quick, and so it started from let's make some music for fun to other people asking like, hey, I need another song, I need another song, I need another song. So before we knew it, we were working on an album, and I don't think we realized it. I actually recorded it myself and almost got sucked into that because of that, because that's what I was doing before, and they just wanted more, and we were so, down for that. Like, we were very interested in making more music, so we did, and we kept making it, and then eventually we had a CD that they put out, and it was, it wasn't even an album as much as it was writing a bunch of singles, it was like another song, all right, another song, and I mean, it was really just one at a time.
Actually, a friend of ours, Justin, who was actually originally in the band.
Yeah.
he's great. You know, everything. He does graphic design and film and stuff.
Very savvy.
And him and our bass player Jake, they both have do a lot of film work and do local band videos and stuff. And we just all kind of teamed up.
Yeah, basically we filmed it in our bass player's attic with Justin's camera and our bass player's camera. We had a friend as an actor who just offered to do it. We spent about $17 at a thrift shop on props that we smashed. Yeah.
So the $17 went to costumes and on production.
Yeah, basically, essentially. And yeah, it was awesome, and we were really happy, and it worked for us more than we thought it would, really. So it's an interesting thought.
That's the cheapest I've ever heard of music.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone really knows that, but yeah, it was $17. We always joke about that, whenever we pay a lot of money for a video, we're like, we can do it for $17. Yeah, bring me a 20, I'll give you the change. It'll be good. It'll be good. Well, I think we've gotten comfortable writing. Andy and I are like sort of a well-oiled machine at this point, I think, of just writing, and I tend to put myself into a lot of the music, and then we do vocals together. So that like give and take without the added pressure of working through a record deal and a new manager and kind of finding where we fit in, that isn't there. So now it's more like, wow, we actually have a crowd and we have people that care and want to listen and want to come to shows, and the music is really just an extension of our first album, but I think that we're definitely more comfortable in our own shoes, you know what I mean? Like, so if anything, it's more Dangerkids than the first album. So
oh yeah, I just think we're really finding our sound now, as opposed to, like you said, writing single after single after single. Now we're able to look at it as an album, you know what I mean? And we have all these different ideas in the place, and you can kind of see where all these different song ideas would fall into the album. So
we're actually writing songs and then cutting other songs. Like, that wasn't an option on the first record. Whatever we wrote was what they were like, perfect, another, and we're like, what the heck? Okay, so hopefully it's the best of the best.
Yeah. Oh man, I really love the New Orleans House of Blues. Partly because New Orleans is awesome. All the House of Blues are like decorated really cool and they all look awesome. But I don't know, the last time we played there, it was like the night before my birthday, and it was like a really crazy night, high energy. The crowd was just amazing, and you're just in this small little venue in the middle of New Orleans, and it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. I love it.
Well, I like playing outside a lot, which is cool because that's what you get to do at Warped Tour. So seeing cities and like sort of being outside on a beautiful day. I mean, we came from Canada, and like I've never been. I was really impressed with Toronto. I mean, we played sort of on like a beach, so there was like sand and then water and then the skyline in the back. I mean, it was just so picturesque, and those aren't the things you ever think of when you're in your apartment just like playing your guitar or whatever. You never think about that. So I'm always grateful for any beautiful day where I get to play outside. Mostly, we're pretty deep into a new album right now, and we hope to wrap that up sort of around the end of the year or so. And I think it's going to make a lot of people really happy. I have a good feeling about it. And we didn't have time to have feelings about our first record, and this one we're able to anticipate, and we're able to sort of play a song and just kind of sit back and go, man, this is cool, like we made this is super neat. So a very much, hopefully a more polished album.
Everything with the last album kind of came together so fast, and this time, we're starting to think really early on about like the art direction for the album. What's the cover going to look like, how are we going to handle all that stuff.
I think there's a lot. I mean, some are more realistic than others. I can't like bring anyone back from the dead kind of thing. Realistically, I'm a fan of a lot of bands in our music scene. Like I watch Issues and Crown the Empire every day. Working with either of them would be a dream. There's tons.
Yeah, I would say Issues and Crown also. Yeah.
I love that new generation. Like, I think they're further down that road. They've been around a year or two longer than we have, but I'd like to think we're sort of in that same generation of bands. And I don't know, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of our generation. I think everyone's really talented, and it's cool to watch them grow. That's all. So.
trying to think of what I've been listening to a lot of lately. I mean, it's like I feel like it's like a cheap answer, but A Day to Remember, Common Courtesy. It's all. I'm a huge fan of that band, so anything they do, I'm pretty much gonna love.
Yeah.
But yeah, that album came out, and it's really interesting because, you know, they had all that trouble with the label and blah blah blah. But you know, it finally came out, and I think like everyone, it's exactly what they wanted.
That's such a unique experience for them to do that. Like to have gone through all that and then have an album to show for it. I mean, that's a unique piece of writing, and I think that's why the Common Courtesy is like so impressive. On like a smaller scale, or like a more our generation, like up and coming artists, there's a band called Wolves at the Gate. They're a Solid State Records band, and their album, they just put out an album called 5x5, and it's like probably my album of the year as far as you know, I listen to that and look at them, and I'm just like, wow, a band that deserves, in my opinion, more recognition is definitely Wolves at the Gate. So check out that album.
New Year's resolution. Well, when I get back home, I'm gonna start working out more and just be in better shape. I started to, you know, kind of crunch time before Warped Tour, like running a bunch, you know, it's trying to get my. It's like when we play live, we're a very vocal heavy band, and we move around a lot, so it definitely, you know, takes a toll on your lungs, you know. So I was trying to condition myself as much as I could for that. But we're pretty like healthy-minded people, and you know, like Warped Tour has been great because we eat healthy like every single day, every meal is like, you know, healthy food. But yeah, I would say like my resolution when I get home is just, you know, take better care of myself and, you know, drink less soda like I'm drinking right now, and, you know, I don't know, just be healthier all around.
That's a good question. I don't know. I feel really fulfilled in my life right now. Like I get that my band's not big at all by any means or anything like that. But I think we're doing well. I'm getting to like do what I love, and I recently got married. It's been a really like high spirits year for me, so I feel very fulfilled. It's tough. I'm sure I could be a better person. There's some resolution. I need to floss more or something, you know. But man, I feel like I feel really lucky. So I don't know if I can think of anything right off the top. Yeah.